Hi friends. Hi. I will be continuing from the lesson that I last shared. Remember, I had to cut the video short because I didn't want us to have longer videos because they take time to upload once they are too long. Let's continue and we talk about the lesson on ignoring those who want to discourage you. In life, there are people who wish good for you, and there are also people who wish bad for you. They will discourage you even if something you do makes sense or is good. It is because they are either one, negative by nature. A negative person doesn't see anything positive to anybody. They don't even see it to themselves. They hate themselves. So how can they like you when they hate themselves? So they will discourage you in whatever you do. So learn to ignore those that discourage you. This works because people will always be having hidden agendas about others. That's my opinion. Psychology suggests that we are all born selfish. There is, but we differ in the levels of selfishness. There is also a saying that if God could reveal our minds and our hearts, people would be disappointed in us because they will be able to access our thoughts and see, gosh, this woman behind that smile, she is negative. She is she is a pessimist. She is evil. Um, So when you pick up that someone is trying to discourage you from achieving your dreams and success, just ignore them. As for me, I simply stop associating myself with those kinds of people. I just remember, I think I've shared a lot about my background, that my background was just as poor as yours or as anybody who has a background that is not promising. I remember someone who, she's older than me, maybe 15 years older than me. She came specially to tell me that I should never go to college or university. I should get matric and work for my parents. I looked at them and I kept quiet. It was because they knew that no matter what, they didn't have the ability to go to college themselves. You know, what puzzled me in life is that the very elderly person who approached me to say that is the very person who doesn't greet me even today. We are related, doesn't greet me even today because she thinks I'm proud, I'm thinking I'm better, and which explains why she never wanted me to be educated. And if she really liked me as an elderly person, why she doesn't greet me today because I'm better, because I'm thinking I'm having it all. And the funny thing is, I didn't have it all when I was younger. They seemed promising, they seemed like they were having it all. But now God turned um, the coin, into our advantage. These are the people who even would share and pass a joke that we will be washing their feet because they would be better than us and we would be their servants. But God is good. Just do it. That's another lesson that I would like to talk about. Just do it. This is risky and sound reckless, but of course, if you know me, you'd know that I've done it. I don't share it if I haven't done it. This is risky and reckless. I did it, and all my life I've been taking risks. I do not doubt. I just pray and act. That's me. If it is in my thoughts, why not do it? If it is good and does not clash with my conscience, why not do it? I'm a risk taker, but I also listen to my instincts and I trust them. Some of the things that we risk takers do sometimes do not make sense. However, we act on them, trusting God and our gut feeling. My siblings know me by trusting my gut feeling, and it works for me. I've risked so many things. I'm just what you call a risk taker. A risk taker who ran away from home being a teenager, not knowing what she will eat, where she was going. But the destination where she stopped and state is the destination that made her better, that gave her education, that gave her a degree, without even the support of their parents, but she did it on her own. Another lesson is keep trying no matter how hard it seems, it will get easier. I usually relate this one to education and tell people that sometimes we fail, but it doesn't matter how many times we fail, we need to keep on trying and not give up. It might sound like a repetition, but it is an example that that I would like to emphasize. One day we will be who we want to be. Keep trying. Take the example of someone who always wanted to be a graduate but fails. You cannot give up. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get that degree. I know people who did the same degree for 10 years. It's their dream. Doesn't matter if they walked it like a tortoise, but in the end they achieved it. And the important thing is that at the end of the day, you will be referred to as a graduate. Again, in life, there will be mountains that you will be climbing. Climb them. Things will be difficult and you will want to quit. Do not quit. Keep trying no matter how hard it seems. It will get easier. Pray until something happens. Lesson 16, never hurt other people in life. I was at university with an older woman who was wiser than the rest of us in a study group because we're younger. She used to tell us that in life, never go around hurting people because one day the negative seed you planted all your life will be rewarded. The most painful part is that sometimes the consequences of your behavior are suffered by your children or grandchildren. You never know when you might need the help of the people you hurt. People do not know that. What puzzles me is that it is those who are capable of hurting other people that also demand not to be hurt themselves. They are quick to make noise. You you know, or expect you to do well to them or thank them for hurting you. My maternal grandmother was a woman with a strong character. She was a leader in her street. In 1979, when I was still very young, she went to the social work office and shouted at a social worker in those offices badly. You know, that social worker almost lost a job. I don't even know what he did. In 24 years after her death, I needed a favor and approached the same social worker. I received the assistance because he had a good heart. If it was someone else, he might have refused to help me and reminded me of how my grandmother had shouted at him in 1979. Never burn your bridges in life because you do not know when you will need the people you hurt. You can have everything, eat, dress nicely, but you still need people in life. You don't know. There's a saying that they say in life which says, a wheel turns. You know, today it's bright on my side, but tomorrow it's dark. It's like seasons. That's life. So just because things are going well for me now doesn't give me the reason to go around hating people because I don't know what tomorrow might bring me. Instead, plant the seed of positive. Be helpful if you can to people. One last lesson is what you do to others will be done to you. This one is I heard it when it was preached by a man of God in Durban. He said there was a man who felt closeness with a mentally retarded man. He was doing well, but he just fell in love with a mentally retarded man. The mentally retarded man used to go to their house every day, and the man would ask the wife to give him food. The wife would do it, but she resented the man very much and hated her for coming to their house every day. Whenever you gave this man something to eat, he would say, "Thank you, for what you do to me shall be done to you." This irritated the wife even further as she did not know its meaning. One day the husband was away and was late returning home. The mentally retarded man came to the house and the angry wife who hated him became more furious at this man. She then decided to poison and kill him. She put poison in the bread and wrapped the bread and gave it to him to eat. The man was happy, took the bread and said, "Thank you, for what you do to me shall be done to you." But he kept the bread into his pocket. On his way, he met the husband's wife who was delayed coming home because his car had broken. He was waiting for the mechanic. When this man arrived at his friend, when this man arrived at his friend, he still carried the poisoned bread he carried from the wife in his bag. The husband was not aware that his wife could be capable of murder. He was hungry, and he knew that the wrapped bread in the mentally retarded man's bag came from his house, then trusted it. He asked the man to give it to him as he was hungry. The man gave it to him, and the husband ate it. He died from the poison that was not intended for him. The wife was crying bitterly because her intention was to kill the retarded man, not her own husband. She resented the man so much that led her to evil, and the evil killed the father of her children and the sole breadwinner in her home. What she was intending to do to the other one ended up being done to her indirectly. Thank you. For what you do to me shall be done to you. Let me stop there. I do have one lesson, but I think my video will be too long. God bless you. Talk to you soon.